Hello everybody, and welcome back to Under Heaven. We finished up our dinner? No, it was brekkie. It was brekkie at the diner. That's what it is. I keep thinking like you have dinner at the diner because it sounds the same, but no, we had brekkie, and we had a fun visit to the hospital. Are hospital visits ever fun? I don't know. The walk afterwards is quiet, and of course I realize we're heading back to his house. Hey, you've already done a lot for me, and I'm grateful. I really am, but you don't, you know. I'm up and moving. I can get going and figure things out. Ash, you don't have anywhere to go. You said as much. At least wait for for long enough to figure out what's next, okay? There's no room for an argument to squirm through. No, not any good ideas. Not any good ones, anyway. Alright, well, thanks again. It's nothing. I pause as we get to the door. Is it alright if I just take a nap? I think I'm still a bit out of it. Yeah. There's gonna be folks downstairs for a while, so just use my room. I'm gonna be busy anyway. I need to talk to them about something. Alright. Well, see you in a bit then. See you later. Mercifully, I don't end up encountering anyone else on my way up to Julian's room. The couch was fine, but I think I could just about cry with relief at the prospect of sleeping in an actual bed. What a fucking day. I mean, it's like, what? It's a mid-afternoon? Like, you had brekkie, waited a couple hours, there's probably an hour or two of tests. It's like, what? 3 p.m.? You're getting ready for, like, dinner soon. You still got your whole evening, you know? My shoulders slump a bit at the door as the door closes behind me. I'm half tempted to just collapse into the bed in my clothes, but at least take the time to pull off my outerwear. There's no hood on the hoodie, unlike the one that Julian was wearing. Guess he just likes the look, what with the antlers and all. Nah, put it up there. Create a hood that's good enough for these antlers. Now that I think about it, I can see a few scratches there that must have left in the headboard. This world just wasn't built for you, huh, Julian? I get that feeling. My eyes wander from the bed, and I can't help but look around. Unsurprisingly, Julian's room is kept neat. I guess some things don't change. In the same vein, I can see a few pre-Exodus prints and photos hung up. But then a few look off, that's what it says. I walk closer, curious. I thought you were wanting to be in bed! It takes me a second to realize that some of these must be pictures taken in the exchange. My gaze flicks from one to the next. Julian's imagination lingers on the neutral world pre-Exodus, but it isn't limited to it. Impossible landscapes stretch across the small print. Just who have you been growing into all of these years? There's a few pictures of Julian's family and the other housemates of the on the dresser. One catches my eye, and my brow furrows as I pick it up. I want to see. Oh, is that Derek? Oh, that must be him then. Derek. Poor guy. Him and the Wolverine Amir. It was one thing just to hear about him from Julian, but knowing that I'm wearing his clothes, there's something deeply uncomfortable about seeing him. And remembering Julian's sadness when he talked about him. I don't want to think about this right now. I sigh and put the picture back down. It's not like there's anything I can do for him. And I won't be able to do anything for myself if I can't get some rest either. I shed my remaining clothes and crawl into Julian's bed, pulling the covers over me. Bone-deep wariness hits me all at once. The faint whir of the air conditioning is a relief in its mundanity. I breathe out slowly and let it pull me under. Oh, it's Alex, okay. Julian! Maybe another day or two, but I'm sorry. This is a bad idea. Well, I mean, hold on. For God's sake, you all saw the state he was in when we found him. If he can't stay here, he's fucked. I'm not saying we can't do nothing, but there's programs and things out there. I'm sure we can get him set up with something. Doubtful. This time of year, shelters are pretty full up in my experience. They're not free anyway. I hate this. I say he stays. Don't give me that look. I've been around. Okay, sure, but that doesn't really change the subject. We can figure things out, but it isn't exactly fair to expect the rest of us to be cool with some guy crashing here forever. A couple days, maybe. Speak for yourself. If Julian vouches for him, then I have no objection. It makes no real difference to me. Yeah, well, the rest of us leave our rooms sometimes. If the shelter situation is really that bad, then yeah, I'm with Lark and Julian. But yes, let's be honest and with ourselves here. A few days most certainly won't be enough. So again, how long are we supposed to be cool with some guy crashing here? This isn't just some guy. I know him. He's not going to take advantage of us. Besides the free rent. I'm not saying it has to be forever or anything. Just enough to heal up and get back on his feet. Julian, where would he even stay? We don't have a spare bedroom. The couch for now. If it turns into a longer term thing, I don't know. There's space in my room for another single bed. Oh, is that what this is? That one actually heats up under the collar, and I struggle not to shout. Fuck off, Lark. No, it isn't. You can't seriously think I would take advantage of someone's situation like that. No, I wouldn't. I apologize. That was out of line. Even if we had space for him again, where does this go? Sure, you're saying a few weeks. Well, how long is a few weeks? And what then? Just another few days? Another few weeks? Another few months? It's not like finding him a new place is gonna be easy. I'm sorry, Julian, but I'm looking out for you too. You're too nice for your own good. Once his arm's healed up, he can look for a job and pay rent just like the rest of us. There's nothing stopping him. Nothing except a 2-year resume gap. But I don't know. It wouldn't feel right to just leave him twisted in the wind. It's a fucked up situation. Something will work out eventually. He's not gonna give up. Isn't he? Do you really know him? You said yourself it's been forever. People change, Julian. Even in what little interaction we've had, there's something there. Something I once knew. Since tempted and reshaped, but enduring all the same. I'm certain. I can't know if it's going to work out as far as him being able to pay rent, but he won't just not try. I promise. Well, I'm sorry, but it doesn't change my vote, Julian. Think, whatever this big episode he had was, if it happens again, what is he capable of? That's a good point. That we have no reason to think he did or would hurt anyone, if that comes to that. I hate the words that come out of my mouth, but I know it's the only way. If he gets worse, we can revisit things. I'm not going to ask you to take risks on his behalf. And I'll take responsibility for whatever happens, but again, the worst thing we have any reason to believe might happen is that he disappears again. He doesn't deserve to be treated like a ticking time bomb, just based off of speculation. I suppose. Come on, guys, really? Julian, I feel bad for the guy, I really do. But none of us asked to be involved in this. This just isn't fair to the rest of us. Yeah, you pay more rent, more for the bigger room. But we all pay rent here. And, you know, suddenly we're paying this same amount for a smaller space because there's this guy sleeping on the couch that you're absolutely 100% going to be too nice to kick out if it comes to that. Nothing he's saying is exactly unfair. I chew on his words. There has to be a way. I mean, I am already paying more. Okay, you know what? You're right, that's fair. Okay, I'm glad we... So until he actually can pay for his rent, I will. We can call the couch equivalent to one of the regular bedrooms. Rent gets split more ways. Your share goes down. And if something does happen, if he has some kind of episode or something gets damaged or goes missing, I'll pay you back for it, and like I said, we can revisit things. Hold on. It's not exactly fair for you to suddenly be paying more. We should just be deciding this one way or the other together. I mean, I'm not gonna object if there's another solution or anything, but if this rent is what's an issue, it doesn't have to be. Are you sure about this? You said it yourself. You don't know how long it could take for him to get a job. I am. As you wish then. It seems fine by me. Well, I'm outvoted anyway. I guess that's that. Be honest, but honestly, I'm gonna be locking my door, and I really don't think this is gonna work out. Fair enough. Well, I do love it when we can come to a consensus. We talk a little more more logistics, but the decision is made. Afterwards, I feel like I've run a marathon. Ash is still asleep, so I go onto the balcony to get some air. Oh, look at our nice afternoon, evening, sunset, whatever time of day is an illusion. We're in a domed city anyway. I lean my forearms against the railing, letting my breathing slow. The sun gets brought down early this time of year. Deep reddish illumination lights up the well. Some wetness from yesterday's rain still lingers, the streets cleaned and shining anew. They'll dirty up in time, and then we'll clean them once more. There, at the edge of the balcony, at the edge of our home, on the edge of the well, in the midst of our city, for just a moment, I let my mind go blank. As I watch the stars turn on. I want to see the stars. That is not the stars. I was so excited to see a CG of our dear Chan looking up at the stars, and I didn't get it. It's fine. I've been doing the best I can to get out of the house. They're all doing me a solid. I should be grateful, and I am, but just sitting around and twiddling my thumbs, waiting to heal, would drive me crazy at the best of times. It's so much worse when my room is right in front of the door, at the intersection of all traffic through the house. Hey, it's me again, the guy crashing on your couch. Looks like you're coming back from your job. That thing that I don't have. Oh, cool, you're on your way to the kitchen? Want to grab me a snack? Julian looks like he thought I was making a break for it the first time I took a walk. I won't say the possibility never occurred to me, but maybe I'm tired. Maybe running is just too much effort. Julian's optimism is catching, and I want to stick around and see if I'm actually moving towards something for once. He said while walking directly away from the terror of slightly awkward conversation. Anyway, walks don't hurt the arm, and I've been going stir-crazy, so it seems like a win-win. It's probably good for the healing process or something. The house is on the inner edge of the disc, nearly looking down into the well. So it's not the fanciest neighborhood or anything, but it's clean at least. It's clean enough. It's safe. Julian and I, and Alex, I suppose, grew up somewhere pretty similar. There's a certain familiarity to it, even if our neighborhood was nearly on the opposite side of the disc. I can just imagine all four of them working together every month, pulling in enough to hold on to that small, carved-out corner of Megiddo. And then there's me, surviving off the generosity. Guess we'll see how long that lasts. Speaking of their generosity, there's a knot of hunger building up in my gut. Being broke, unfortunately, puts a real tether on how far I can wander off. My feet burn a little by the time I'm back to the house, right about lunch. I end up just microwaving a frozen burrito. There's some leftovers in the fridge, but I'm not actually totally clear on who they're supposed to belong to, or how the house handles that kind of thing. And I really don't feel like asking. It tastes fine. I'm just about finishing up when Lark comes in. Can't go wrong with the classics. Huh? Oh, hey Lark. It takes me just a little bit too long to remember their name. Hey Ash, have a good walk. Yeah. So, you off today? Or on break, I guess? That they're able to just work from the exchange port in their room is one of the things that I appreciate exists, but it's strange to be around. It doesn't help that they get up to a lot in the exchange in their free time. So most of the time, they're just in there. It feels like rooming with a vampire. Takes all kinds, I guess. Wrong on both fronts, I'm afraid. They usually have me on later shifts. Lark sighs as they grab a protein bar from the pantry, tearing the wrapper off. Early shifts just have to keep the place materialized. Later shifts pay more since less people can do it, but it means running the concerts. Lucky me, I usually get the late shifts. Hazards of being good at your job. Well, that seems good, right? I mean, money is money. Shows you're good at what you do. Lark takes a bite of the protein bar and slowly chews before responding. I already know I'm good at what I do. I would be arrogant to say that just running concerts is beneath me. So I won't say it. But anyway, it manages to be more effortful than simply maintaining the space, but also deadly, dully repetitive. And that's before the people. You wouldn't believe the number of contractual stipulations, that is what that phrasing is, in a place about preserving the brand with these performers, even when everyone involved knows that the whole thing is a kayfabe. Would you believe me if I told you that the kinds of people that spend money to show up and watch an imitation of their favorite band, and especially those that do so regularly and repeatedly for the same band, are some of the most, let's say, exhausting individuals that you will ever meet? Yes? Well, they are. I had a feeling. And it's my job to keep them happy. Rough. Honestly, after doing that all day, I'm shocked you're still in the exchange in your free time. Last place I worked made you use the worst fucking overlay. After that, I don't even like plunging my interface in if I don't have to. Has to be that much worse if you're going all in. Well, I'm not spending time in official instances, obviously. Yeah, but the jailbroken ones aren't really that different, are they? You've never used them. I feel a twinge. Only briefly. I wandered around a few. I didn't really get involved. Well, I'm not even sure where to begin. on what you're missing out on. Surely the potential of the technology doesn't escape you. As a venue for art, anything is possible. Simply building up one's own little world is the most common format, of course. But a skilled practitioner can hold together enough to engage in more involved narratives. Think of a movie or play, but with the potential for every part to be played by a single person who also creates the setting. It's no simple thing to do. Yeah, well, but isn't that all still possible in official instances? Tell me, Ash, how often do you get up to the wreath? I mean, I've been up a few times, I guess. Usually don't have much reason to. Ah, but isn't the wreath more pleasant, perched above the disc and the well? You have greenery all around you, a commanding view of the city, and the air quality surely as good as it is anywhere in Megiddo. And it's only a few miles away. Surely you'd want to go there more often than that. Sure, but 1,500 points for a lift ticket isn't exactly cheap. Could probably get, I don't know, a fancy dinner or something for that much. Way more normal meals if you stretch it out. And then you'll get paid, you're gonna pay the same to get down. And speaking of meals, good luck finding anything affordable up there. Just so. Official instances are much the same. Sure, the basics are cheap enough. That is, if you want to only host a handful of people, and the constraints placed on what you can manifest. Of course, you'll still have have someone actually putting in the work to create things. They bleed you in drops. A little more for a little more people. A little more for thought forms of greater scope. Much more than if you really want to start the road grander scale of core complexity. And of all of it metered and limited and timed, none of it truly yours. Well, why, I think an expert could look at the fresh creation and answer the question, what's the monetary value of that dream? Well, as the existence of jailbroken servers might have tipped you off, running an exchange server is, in fact, simply not that expensive. The whole thing is monopolistic, racket, locking freedom in a cage to sell it by the pound. But all it takes is that slight, rhetorical flourish. Why don't you just choose not to buy? Why not go outside instead, and the jailed become their own jailer? Huh. Okay, I might need to think on that for a while. I'd always thought it was just about wanting free shit. Who doesn't, really? I don't know. I'm still not sold. None of it's real. Doesn't really matter if it's free or whatever. It's just a fake, or as the official instance. Then I apologize. Because if that's the most you come away with, then I've quite failed to explain it to you the way that actually matters. Heavy footsteps thud down the hall. Amir emerges into the kitchen, looking bedraggled. Okay, everyone, we're going to end the part here. So I hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys around.